Hello everyone, my name is Swingkid's Backpatch, and welcome to Sounds About Right, the show where we overthink our favorite songs. The mission here is simple, folks. We want to develop a deeper appreciation for song lyrics, line by line, street by street, block by block, yada yada yada. In-depth engagement of your favorite pieces of art can and should be for everyone. If you're not coming from a musical or literary background yourself, don't worry, I don't either. I'm just an old dumb punk with a lot of favorite things. Let's celebrate them together. With that said, on to the episode. Rocketship are an indie pop band founded in the early 1990s by Dusty Reski. It's been a bunch of things over the course of their 3-decade run, but the band's history generally falls within 3 main periods. The band's initial run ended shortly after the release of their debut full-length, 1996's A Certain Smile, A Certain Sadness. This is their best-known work, and for good reason. It's an incredible record, a bildungsroman where 1960s sonic innocence comes of age within an organ-driven wall of sound. Rocketship would see a bit of a second life after this period, if a bit more low-key. Reski essentially turns it into a solo project, actively releasing music into the early aughts. With a new lineup, they would revisit their earlier work sometime in the 2010s, playing both San Francisco and New York City pop fests in 2014. New material would soon follow. 2019's Thanks to You isn't just a comeback record to me, but a mature statement that serves both as a stylistic and thematic progression from their early work. So what happens when the lead character in your coming-of-age flick, well, finally comes of age? You're gonna have to listen to the record for the whole story, but here's the opener, under Streetlights Shadows.
Drunk, I'm always drunk when I'm with you. Off to somewhere not quite real. No one feels the way we feel.
There are 2 main characters here, the speaker and a second-person figure. It appears that the speaker drinks to escape something that hasn't been revealed yet, seeking the company of a person they feel a unique connection with.
Kiss me. We'll forget all about them. Park. Under streetlights, shadows dark. With your boxed wine, ours we steal.
Here, we could see that the 2 characters share a relationship that is both intimate, they're kissing, and hidden, stolen ours under the cover of night.
I can't say I feel bad if my virtue is ill-clad. On this barren ground we skirt around, dwell the sainted and the mad.
The speaker appears to be aware of the nature of this relationship, thinking that the truth of the situation may paint them in a negative light. It's a truth they seemingly, though understandably, wish to avoid.
But we've put an end to all that, haven't we? Yes. We have transcended all that, haven't we?
The bits of the arrangement leading up to this are a tense and tender mix, but seem to converge on a feeling of abandon, release, that the speaker's mind is made up about where they'd rather be.
Life is so long.
Regardless, you do also get the sense that this particular connection weighs on our speaker. Staving off a thought makes time run so much slower.
Slowly open up. I can't help you score, but I know what's in store. Tender limbs, splayed, bruised, cruel floor.
I'm not sure if this is something Dusty and the gang intended, but this specific verse appears to function as a reveal, disclosing the speaker's experience of recurring physical violence.
Touch me. Don't forget what we swore was true. There's more than one way to love too. There's more than one way. I'll take you.
In light of this disclosure, the speaker seeks reassurance, and in turn, giving their own. This verse also serves as a mirror to verse 2, making the romantic stakes of a tryst explicit.
If not now, well, then when? See, I'd do it all again. We're bright burning lights in the curtain night of live starless mise-en-scène.
When you're faced with a dependably dire situation like this, it'd be unsurprising to feel like infidelity is justifiable. Readers or listeners might play up the notion of joy here, but this appears to be a statement of agency, all things considered.
We'll forget all about them.
The arrangement takes on a celebratory tone with a bridge. unclear with how a relationship of this nature is supposed to proceed, but willing to make the jump. The abandon is the point.
Life is so long.
Every chorus here is followed by a section that melodically and thematically plays on the inevitability of future tension. However affecting the journey, things ultimately end uncertain. I don't really know how to explain it, but a lot of Rocketship's work has a cinematic quality to it. Their 90s work always read like little vignettes, building up the corpus of what would become a certain smile, a certain sadness, with many of the individual tracks explicitly highlighting that tension between joy and yearning. The beats unfold across that record in an almost episodic fashion. The lyrics on Thanks to You, in comparison, manage to build their own little worlds and arcs within each track. We also see much more mature situations here, indicating not just a stylistic development, but a much more nuanced view of the world and the people in it. I think that's the kind of thing that honestly just takes time and, more importantly, experience to work up to. Under Streetlights Shadows, on top of being one of my favorite opening tracks, gives a pretty realistic account of how messy adult relationships could be, taking on themes of intimate partner violence and testing the limits of our moral consistency by asking if infidelity is ever justified. In this case, I think it is. But what do y'all think? Thanks for making it this far. It's my first video for the channel and I'm just so excited to have this out there for y'all. The format needs a bit of tweaking, but hey, we'll work something out. Anyway, subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!